Yes. We are here with the 114th
That's right.
episode of the Danger Zone podcast with Mr. DL.
Big Sugar and Chef Tanya Nicole.
Yeah, we are here. Yes.
I guess, hey, Big Sugar, I'm here too with them. I'm here with them, so I'm just rolling. But shout out to DJ Premier, man. He got this digital online record store.
Okay.
He'll be having, exclusive work on there, new work on there, the CDs, cassettes, vinyl, and such. So yeah, we'll be having some merchandise on there as well. But right now it's Record Store Official. So check it out.
Congratulations.
Also,
to DJ Premier.
Yeah, P, you know what it is, man. The legacy continues. Gangstar, shout out, rest in peace, Google. But also, man, I just recently peeped that Jim Jones of Dipset actually got into a beef, with a couple of patrons at an airport. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so, I saw that.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy because it was in self-defense. At first, they were thinking it was him who initiated everything, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
He was actually he was holding his own ground, and he became the victor of it. But I mean, man, you could slap somebody in the aisle, you know what I mean, and just keep it moving. Like if it warranted that,
Yeah.
I used to get on the fucking plane after 9/11 and all that.
Yeah.
And I walk thoroughly up and down the aisles, just looking at people. Like I guess I was going to try to see who was going to be a bomb or whatever. I don't know. But I would sit down next to people, all that shit, man. You know what I'm saying?
So what happened with the Jim Jones thing? So what
the
else,
Danger Zone.
Yeah. Dang.
Touchdown.
So yeah. So what else we got going on?
Oh my God. I guess a lot's been going on, but I know you got something over there. I'm just here for the ride.
Oh, really? I got to do this? Okay, hold on a second. What do you got, Tanya? What do you got?
What I have is, so the Diddy saga continues.
Oh, God.
And then Cuba Gooding Jr. just broke his silence, and he was talking about Little Rod and his groping claims in the Diddy lawsuit. So basically, Cuba Gooding Jr.?
Yeah, you said Little Rod.
Yeah. That's Little Rod, a.k.a. Rodney Jones. He worked on the album Off the Grid. So he alleged that while he was working on the album in the course of over a year, he got sexually harassed by Diddy. All right? And he's saying that not only did he get sexually harassed as well as drugged and then threatened, but he added that he didn't want to become, he didn't want to get passed off to other people. So there was an incident where Cuba Gooding Jr., why did I keep messing up that man's name? Cuba Gooding Jr. Was alleged to be there.
Okay. Yeah, we all know that. So what's Cuba Gooding Jr. saying?
During the Grove situation.
What is he saying? Was he saying it wasn't there?
He said, it's funny because every outlet in the world wants me to talk about it. But at the end of the fact, he basically just brushed it off. He said, that picture, everyone in the room, there's probably 300 of us on the deck of P. Diddy's boat on New Year's Eve. He added, this guy who's suing him is going after money. I'm sure, and by the way, I don't know P. Diddy's life. I don't know what he's going through. We were acquaintances, just like I just showed you 2 to 3 times I've seen him.
So what he's saying is, like, I went to them parties all the time. So, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, like I said, everybody else. You know what I mean? It don't faze them because they know they was all there. Like,
He's basically claiming like there was mad people there. So if somebody saw something, they would have already came up and said, hey, I saw Cuba Gooding Jr. doing this, that, and the third to Little Rod. So he's saying it basically didn't happen.
It's like for years when they kept dragging on that thing with the church, the Catholic Church. They kept dragging that thing on, even when it was way over, because there was always somebody trying to get something. You know what I mean? So
yeah, definitely.
Sometimes things like that shit just linger. So yeah, man.
So Did you watch the Tom Brady roast?
Actually, I didn't. I just saw some clips, though, some pretty good ones too. I'm sure the shit, from what I'm hearing from a lot of people, was hilarious. You know, it's really cutting edge, like really right there. Boom. Tom, I heard Tom did well, and I heard a lot of the comic timing was on. So I didn't get to see it. Did you watch it?
Yeah, I watched it. It was good.
Yeah.
I thought Tom Brady was, I don't know, but he was probably he wasn't terrible. I don't think he was terrible, but I do think he's probably the worst part. But the Drew Bledsoe was fucking great. Like, whoever wrote for Drew Bledsoe, and the fact that Drew Bledsoe was able to deliver it and say that shit about himself was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I thought that was wild. I don't want to ruin any of the jokes if you didn't see it, but yeah. Tony Hinchcliffe destroyed it.
100%.
I don't know if you know who Tony Hinchcliffe is. I don't think he's the biggest comic in the world, but I think he right now, as we speak, he probably is the funniest comic in the world right now. But
you know how comics are anyway, so that's everybody's perception. So someone might think it's one of these other Cat Williams. Somebody just said that the other day. So
right now, I don't know. It's his Cat Williams. I can see people liking Cat Williams, but Cat Williams' new Netflix special fucking flopped. So nobody's watching that.
Well, it might have. But all I was saying basically is that I just read something the other day where someone was talking about he's the funniest man on the planet. So I'm saying that's all I'm just talking about is the perception. You know what I mean? Because you can find for every comedian, I feel like you could find a bunch of people that don't like that comedian. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
I might only heard when I was younger and even older, I might only heard one person that I never heard that I never heard anyone say, oh, he's not funny at all, right? So when I was younger, it was Richard Pryor. You know what I'm saying? Never heard no one saying that. Oh, George Carlin was another one.
Yep.
Right. The great George Carlin, rest in peace. And of the more modern day, rest in peace also was Bernie Mac. So
yeah, Bernie Mac.
I've heard people say shit like, what's his name? Dave Chappelle. They're like, oh, well, he's not as funny. He's not funny all the time. Or Kevin Hart's not funny. Or this one's not funny. Yo, there's somebody that's going to always think that these dudes are that dude. So, and if they're funny at times, they are. I can't be laughing at times, though. If I'm looking for comedy, I can't be laughing at times. I want to be really able to laugh at the shit. You know what I mean? Like, I want to be like, yo, this shit is funny. You know what I mean? So,
yeah. I don't know.
I think when we watch Kill Tony, we're definitely laughing. Like, Tony's got you've said it many times, his comeback game is like quick. He's like, you're gonna try to diss me? Nah.
So Tony Hinchcliffe comes out and he does his 2 minutes against Tom Brady and the rest of the people on stage. They give him 2 minutes, so he just rifles through jokes that were all. Every joke he said was a contender for the best joke of the night.
Yeah, he was good.
And then Kevin Hart, who is a A-list comedian, said he couldn't even compose himself. He couldn't stop laughing, and he literally. So Tony Hinchcliffe made a joke about black lesbians, and Kevin Hart said on stage in front of millions of people, he said, "I think I have a comeback, but I'm not even gonna try it," because he knows. He was about to get absolutely flamed if he tried to say anything about this guy. Yeah. So I won't ruin any of the jokes for you, but you should definitely watch it. At least just watch that part because
I've seen a few. I thought what the young lady had to say about Tom Brady and the crypto and with Gronk, that shit was funny to me. You know what I mean?
The white girl.
Yeah.
There was those two girls. Yeah. That was Nikki. That was like, Nikki
Glazer. I was Glacier.
She just came right in with that line itself. She just came right in, like people what people know, like Rob Cosby's a big goofball and shit. Like, and he's actually one of the most intelligent and smart football players out of all of them. The funny thing about him.
I don't know, man.
Well,
after watching this, he can't even read, bro. So I mean,
I think that I think it's like a lot with him is knowing his personality and how to play to it.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Because this is
I
also
think he's
a
great. I
man
think he's funny.
who made all that money playing pro football and didn't spend any of it because he was living off of endorsements, all types of different other things, which obviously is still a lot. But him and Marshawn Lynch was two dudes doing that, like just having fun, living life, endorsements, whatever. And the money, their actual salaries,
Yeah.
they weren't touched.
And they
So
both
it's
have
like, you know,
they both have good personalities too. Like they show up in comedy movies. They both are,
Oh, yeah.
I think they're both good. Yeah. I like
Sometimes-
They're
Gronk.
personable, and that's why that helps them make more money.
He did good because he addressed all the shit that Suge's saying. Like, and then at one point in the thing, he did 2 freestyle jokes throughout his time. You know what I'm saying?
It's that-
And the first one was like, I came up with that right now on the spot. You could see he was excited.
He was super
You could see
excited.
he was
Yeah.
excited that he made people laugh, like legitimately, like with his own joke. And then about 5 minutes later, he does it again, and he goes, "See, I'm creative. I'm not some idiot like you guys think I'm some idiot." And I was like,
you know what I mean? Like when the woman told that joke. He said, "How could you lose that 30 million in crypto, Tom?" Even Gronk was like, "Me know that's not real money." Like he just so like I'm dumb as hell. You know what I mean? So and then now here's the funny part. People don't understand. Everybody there it's open game. Like everybody there that they know that's what they went there knowing that.
Yo, okay,
Yeah.
like fair game, got it.
exactly.
Now I don't even know. So I don't know the ins and the outs. Like, hey, listen, we want you to come to this. You want to be a part of it, but we're going to pay you this much as well.
Yeah.
So I don't know because that definitely is going to make a lot of money. Netflix, you know what I mean? So, because someone said to me, they said, "Damn, Belichick was laughing like crazy." Like, you know, he was like, I said, "Yeah, because that's really what he is. All you talking about is Bill Belichick in football meetings." And then like the shit they said, like, you know, what are you the high school team's better than you and all this shit.
Yeah.
That's what people know. But come on, the motherfucker hung out with his boy was Bon Jovi. So what do you think they were all serious and shit? Nah, you getting drunk, you know what I'm saying? And he's like, "Yo, Linda looks kind of cool." And then Bill's like, but then Bill's like, "But I'm already married." It's like, "Yo, so what, man? I'm Bon Jovi. This is what we do." Next thing you know, he's with Linda. So yo,
yeah, you
I'm
gotta
gonna
watch.
check it out, too.
Yeah, you gotta watch that roast.
I'm gonna check that out. Even they was roasting the shit out of Kardashian got roasted all night.
Yeah, but he wasn't even that bad when she got roasted. It's like stuff that everybody's already said.
So did you hear the guy
Yeah,
talking
but-
about her? Basically, her pussy was hanging out of her skirt. Did you
Oh,
hear that
boy.
joke?
Yes.
So that's
Yes.
the guy I'm talking about. That was Tony Hinchcliffe. That was the guy
Dangerous.
right there.
They was just murdering that shit. Like,
Nah, yeah.
you know? But I think just 2 things that made it a success that it was and still is the fact that who it was, like Tom Brady. Now you're looking at it from another side. There's not as many roasts now as when like I was coming up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was a normal thing because there's so many more things on TV now. Like,
Yeah.
So now, hence, the Tom Brady roast is a Netflix special, which they're gonna make a lot of money in the long run. But that's what made people. And now afterwards, yo, there's even people who don't even watch sports really are talking about that roast. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
these motherfuckers that they're not even football people. Hey, did you see the Tom Brady roast?
Well, it hit
Oh, dude.
it hit
You know what
both.
I mean? So-
It hit 2 cultures. It hit football culture. It hit comedy culture. So you know.
And- Go ahead, you right. And also, I believe it hit Hollywood culture.
Oh yeah, definitely
Because
Hollywood
a
culture
lot
for
of-
sure.
Definitely.
Tom
Yeah,
Brady's
a lot of those
Hollywood.
people that-
Yeah.
Huh?
Tom Brady's Hollywood. His name.
Oh, no question.
If you were to say his name is Hollywood Tom Brady, I'd be like, yeah, that sounds about right.
No, like Tom
Well,
Hollywood Brady.
He's been in
mean,
movies.
come
He's
on.
on TV. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Anything they did with Tom while he was especially playing, because we were on here making our picks, talking about Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm saying,
That new
whatever,
that
and you
new,
knew what they was talking about.
sportscaster contract. He's definitely gonna be Hollywood.
Yeah.
Oh, I still don't think he's 100% out yet, but I got
No.
to see, though. You know what I mean?
No.
You know, because look at Joe Flacco. You guys familiar with Joe Flacco?
Yeah. Michigan, right?
I'm gonna say
So,
no.
Huh?
I said I'm gonna say no.
What'd you say?
Me personally,
No, she said no.
I'm not familiar with Joe Flacco.
What'd you say, DL? I heard her.
I don't remember. But what about him? I forget.
All I'm saying, so Joe Flacco was chilling the whole year, all the way till maybe about a game or two before the playoffs. And he retired. He had been retired a couple of years. And he came back and played tremendously, like for weeks. They eventually got eliminated, but he played like, damn, this is what can happen when like you're just sitting home at the couch, to the point where somebody wanted to sign him this year, but he was retired. So that's what I mean about Tom. So Tom can't come in like with the 14th, 15th week like this guy and then go through the playoffs. I think so. You know what I mean? So we'll see. But like you said, the money that he's making, he didn't have to lose any money in the marriage because she make more than him.
That's funny.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
That was one of the funny jokes where Tony Hinchcliffe said Tom Brady was wearing some questionable shoes, and Tony Hinchcliffe said, "Nice shoes. Where'd you win those in? The divorce, you bitch."
Oh shit!
I think that was the first roast
that was the first
Tony
joke he
threw
said.
at him.
And then the other roast I liked was they said to Dana White, Dana White is like Michael Vick but with human beings.
Oh, that's fucked up.
Danger Zone. Kind of true though.
I thought that was good.
Yeah, man.
Kind of true.
Oh, sorry.
I mean, look at Dana White. It's funny you would say that. He has to be like old school, because when I always say, like, when I come up, be a little older. So it was a lot about the bash and smash and fuck somebody up, or even commercial. Tom and Jerry, they hit somebody in the head with a hammer. They for instance, hit the cartoon dog in the head with a hammer. All his teeth, he bites his tongue. His tongue goes away from his mouth, and his teeth all crack up and fall to the ground. And then dude sweeps him in the dustpan. I'm just saying, like, right? So this is that crazy bang, bang, bang. Yeah. And the thing of Dana White made that aggressive fighting a popular sport where somebody could look like they could get killed. And now that slap fire shit he got. People slap each other. Come on, man. It
says right here.
He came up with that? I didn't know that.
It says right here he's 54 years old.
Yeah, man. I mean, come on. This motherfucker, that slap shit. You seen them slap shit?
Yeah.
Them shits is, come on, man. I'm not trying. You getting slapped out like for bread.
Is it after or before the pillow fighting championships?
Yeah, have you seen those? Have you seen the pillow fighting championships?
I've seen them. See, I deal with that. I can deal with that, but come on, you standing up slapping each other. When I was younger, I would have just did it.
Yeah.
And went for it. But now you'd be like, damn, slap me. I'm trying to like throw a hatchet over there. I'm like,
so yeah, we're watching some slaps over here right now.
Yo, I see slaps.
I've been slapped by I got slapped by a girl in I don't remember what grade. I remember the first time I got slapped by someone that wasn't my parents. It was a girl. And I cut off her ponytail.
I'm going to say that was fair in the situation.
Well, what happened was someone said a joke about her, and I laughed at the joke. I didn't say anything. I just laughed at the joke, and she was sitting right in front of me, and she slapped me. And then, like, I was seeing red.
So she turned around and went whoosh.
Yeah, and I was, like, seeing red, and I was in class, and I was embarrassed because I was like, oh, my God. Like, the 10 seconds that probably passed between this and that felt like an eternity, and I just felt like everybody was like looking at me, and I was just like sweating, like, oh my God. And I cut her hair off in the back.
Violence brought on by embarrassment. I feel like your face is a no zone. Like, reaction or not, the face is a no zone. And I would not normally encourage the cutting of a woman's hair, but in that situation, she kind of deserved it. Because
Let me tell you something.
You can't, physically assault her. So I feel
Let me tell you something.
You know.
I got one thing to say. It's kind of crazy and it's wild. And, shit has happened. But I come from a slap fest world too. Somebody slap you were slapping them, and then you're in those youthful, like those young ass grades when boys and girls fight each other. Them little fourths and whatever them little shits.
Yeah.
Now when you get older, obviously. So, but in my school. If that shit would happen, it wouldn't be us talking with DL right now. You know what I'm saying? It'd be me and you. Like, yo, what's up? Because them motherfuckers was never going for that.
Going for what?
If you cut someone's hair off in them schools I went to growing up,
Yeah. Well, I don't think it would have been any different, to be honest with you, because I can't.
Hey, you know what?
Yeah, because
you know what?
I had a pair of scissors in my hand.
You know why?
There would have been a girl with no hair and a couple guys going.
Let me tell you something.
The danger zone.
You wrong. You wrong as fuck. Because the era that I'm from, the school that I went to, it would have been the parents that took care of you like that, not even the kids. That's what I'm telling you how bad it was at that time. And it was, it was racial shit too. Come on now. No, in my school, no, you would have got destroyed. That's just what didn't happen. First of all, we're going to schools where there's only like 2 or 3 white kids in the school. You see what I'm saying?
We're not talking about anything race. We're talking about a little boy versus a little girl.
No, I'm saying
where someone lives and when they grew up never had any effect on my life. You know what I mean? Like, it never happened one time.
That shit would never happen in my school. That shit was never happened. At my school I went to, there was, and I'm saying race because I'm listening to what I'm saying. I'm not saying in your time or whatever. I'm telling you the school I went to. So if at that time it was race and had fed into the shit, that's how it was at that time. That's what I'm speaking about. You know what I'm saying? I'm speaking about when you didn't even go around certain parts and different shit you didn't do. You just didn't do. Like a black kid for say, in my school was not going to whatever cut someone else's head. Now, when that shit did happen, it did happen once in my shit. Yo, I was in high school. And some girl did that to another girl, then that was their brawl. You see what I'm saying? That was some other shit. But like a little kid shit, kind of crazy shit, like, nah, man, that motherfucker.
If a little girl slapped you, your mom at that time would have totally been okay if you cut her hair. Because you can't hear.
Listen, not mine. Not mine. It didn't happen. It didn't happen like that, man. It did. Yo, I'm trying to tell you, the shit didn't happen like that. So that's why I'm this. That's why I went to school all the years.
Yeah, but everybody from every neighborhood that ever lived says that about their neighborhood. Oh, you can't do that where I live. No, it ain't where I'm from. It's different where I live.
It's not true. That's bullshit. It's not true because I went to school in Newton.
If somebody went to school in Newton, you do them.
Yo,
do it right
I went to the suburb. I went to school in the suburbs too, right? And it wasn't like that there. It was. So I'm saying, no, not every neighborhood wasn't like that. I went to school in Newton and all that shit. No, that wasn't like that. And a lot of times with us, if somebody slapped you, you were slapping them back.
Yeah.
So it was like, and then guess what? The other element that went into the game, this is me going to school, right? The element of what I'm comes in the game. Now this motherfucker got like fucking 5 stupid ass brothers that's mad older than you. Like that's the stupid shit that you dealing with. You like, yo, shit like that. I'm telling you, it wasn't even about. It's just
that part's true.
If you had
when my sister got into fights, she would call me. I was the older brother, so I understand.
If you had an argument,
I was fighting her fight, so I get that. For real.
Hey, if you had an argument with them girls, and it was the wrong situation, here come the 7 brothers. You know what I mean? And like, and it's some stupid shit. So. Take it like, listen, I know somebody who even burnt somebody with the iron on some, right? You know what I'm saying? Yo. And plus he was quickly, for some shit he did right there. So when me going to school, so they're automatically going to think that they're going to automatically think that you got some type of mental problem. Just because of that. Trust me when I tell you. That's what they think. Oh,
yeah, I
shit,
think
this
even
kid's
today,
kind of crazy.
if you burn someone with an iron at school, they're going to think
I'm talking about
problems.
I'm talking about even with the scissors shit. If he did that, when I went to school, because I got expelled for less. So doing that, they just think they were thinking like, damn, you got a problem. Something's wrong with this kid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
there definitely was. There definitely was something wrong. Like, I'm just being honest with you.
The danger zone.
Hey, let me tell you, I remember, man, when I was a kid, like maybe the 5th grade or something. So my parents were telling me, if someone touch you, you warn them, please don't touch me again. If someone touch you, don't matter who they are, again, then slap the shit out of them. So this is what I'm told in the 3rd and 4th, 5th grade going to school. So now my times, I tell you, it was a little racial. So I'm the only black kid in the school. And kids were saying, kids don't know no better. They calling me fuzz top and Soul Brother and Black Mask.
are a soul
So
brother.
hold on a second. This is the school where I wouldn't be able to cut someone's hair off?
No, you can't.
This is what you're telling me?
Listen, yo, you're not listening.
Newton,
You're
Mass.
not listening.
You're
I
telling
told
me
you.
I wouldn't go to Newton, Mass.
No, listen, no. You missed out. You missed out.
You
Listen,
missed that conversation.
listen to the whole shit. You ain't even listening.
He
I
missed
told
it.
you I went to school. I told you I went to school in Newton too. I told you that, didn't I?
Yeah.
Right. So that's not the school we're talking about.
Okay, it don't matter, but I was just curious if that
Yes,
was...
it does matter because that school you get expelled. So that was different. That was some other shit that would happen. This is the story I'm telling you. I went to this school and for less, they expelled you. So if you cut someone's head, you was going to get expelled because they thought you had a problem.
Yeah.
That's
What's
I'm
expelled? You don't come back?
Yeah.
Yes.
So suspended, you go home.
Suspended is
You go home
you're
for-
on a break.
You go home for a couple of days or whatever?
And expelled
listen.
is you do not come back.
Yeah.
Let me give you an example. I went to one class at this school, and because I was told to slap motherfuckers once they touch you. You know what I mean? So
yeah, definitely.
a teacher, I did that in the class, and a teacher put me in, the pressure point on your shoulder,
Yeah.
right? It put me in the pressure point. I'm in the 5th grade.
Abuse.
Yeah.
You can't hit
So,
another
boom.
student, but the teacher can abuse you.
Yeah. I got
Yo,
to mind.
and all these kids, I'm bigger than everybody, man. And all these kids just looking and kind of laughing, and the teacher's saying something, call or something, some dude.
You're just like,
I never forget. I can see how he looks right now. I'm down on my knees, no bullshit. Yo, so like I said, my time, what happens? I go home and tell my father what exactly happened. Yo, you can't believe how infuriated this dude was, right? You know what I mean? So now he goes all the way to school. The next morning, he said, I'm taking you to school tomorrow morning, right? He goes up to the school. Everyone's sitting in there in class and shit. And I walk in, I'm sitting. Here goes my father. The teacher said, hey, Mr. Guy, about to shake his hand type shit. Pops put him in the pressure point, but twisted his arm at the same time. This is in the front of the class. Brings me down the floor, then they got to call all these teachers. Everybody's trying to restrain him. But I'm just saying that's the difference they didn't expect that teacher did. Now, what made that teacher do that?
yeah, I had the same thing happen to me with one of my teachers. My gym teacher actually was beating us up, and my dad came in. But we used to crawl the one I remember the most. Remember, we used to crawl the cargo nets to the ceiling.
Yeah, we probably more did the rope.
Yeah, the rope
Remember that
was
big rope?
same thing.
Yeah.
And he
Yeah.
shook us off that. That was like one of my first memories of him. But the memory I had the most was actually to a friend of mine who had his appendix out, and he came back to school and wasn't supposed to be doing gym, and the guy made him do sit-ups with his foot on his stomach. And I remember that being the last draw. And then I remember his name was John Campbell, that kid. I remember John Campbell's dad and my dad coming to the
They
school.
about to whip somebody.
And I was like, oh, shit. That kind of reminded me.
They were like, tag team back again.
But yeah.
Let me tell you, right? I mean, now the school before this grades you won, whatever, the one that was when I got expelled, I had to go to this school, right? These motherfuckers, they like parents are coming up, beating the kids in the hallway with belts. Like it was stupid. Like this, this is crazy. I'm telling you, dudes come back in the class, hit the class off, trying not to laugh.
Yeah. Oh, with the tears coming and the boogers and the.
But mind you, we hear you getting your ass whipped in the hallway. We got class going.
That's
Teachers ain't saying shit, right? Then you go back in the class. One kid, his mother made him. He was always getting in trouble. She shaved his head bald and left a heart on the back of his head. And then he had to come to school like that. And everybody's roasting him. But let me tell you,
Mama don't play.
This class, this one class, I'm talking about, this was the worst one. This is when I got expelled and I went to this school. Shit, this shit was like a culture shock, and it was right in my hood. Right. I lived like literally 2 doors to help from this school, but I was going to the suburbs for a minute. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I got expelled. Went to this school? Oh, man. This one school. You're in class, a dude's riding a motorcycle, a mini bike up and down the hallway. I'm like, what the fuck
It's
is
like
this? They're right.
Dangerous Minds.
Yeah, it's like
Yo,
Papers flying everywhere.
Yo, we're in class and shit. This motherfucker's riding a motorcycle up there. I was like, yo, what school is this? And now, when I was going to
school where nobody
when I was going to
passes.
Hey, when I was
3
going to
o'clock high.
Metco, when I would go to Metco, my parents, you pack a little snack and shit with your little dinner. Little lunch. What are you gonna have? Whatever. These motherfuckers was coming in with snacks, and they was the family size bag of
The potato chips,
cheese puffs, big old family boxes of donuts, all these huge ass shits. I'm like, and my teacher, Miss Mullane, rest in peace, she'd be like, "Did your mother send you with that? Wow, you're gonna share with the class?" And I'm saying, I go home and tell my motherfucker. I'm like, yo, these dudes come to school with these huge the shit we got for me and my brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
These motherfuckers is coming, and what they were doing is it's a supermarket next to the school. So they were stealing their snacks and then coming to school. And the teacher would be like, "They didn't give you a bag for that?" Right? Shit would be wild.
the teacher would be insinuating.
The chips are already in a bag.
Where'd that come from?
Yo, let me tell you, but the last thing about this, which I was getting to, we had some crazy kids now. Like I said, that was a culture shock for me. That changed my whole shit. I went to the school in the hood when I was first and second. Then I went out to Newton. Then I came back. And so this one kid in the class, I'm Richard. I'm not going to say his last name. This motherfucker, we always thought he was a little bit weird. Like, he was in all this shit with us, laughing, doing jokes all the time, all that. I go away to Atlanta. I come back. This dude, Richard, right, is on the cover of the newspaper chopping somebody's head up.
Oh, boy.
Right, I'm saying, this is one of the dudes.
That's not going to be hard to figure out who it was. Richard, chop head off.
Everybody know. Yo, everybody knows from my shit, but still, it's just like, we were so crazy, like, in school, right? This same class, another kid went to jail for murder. These were the same kids in this class. So it was so fucking like, dude.
And that's why nobody was slapping nobody. They didn't want to get murdered.
Them motherfuckers was, yo, this one dude, man, was really, I was like, yo, is that? And I looked at him closer and shit in the newspaper. I said, oh shit. Right? I'm like, this is us silly ass little kids. Like, let me give you this one quick bet. They told Richard, I said, listen, Miss Mullane, man, rest in peace. She dealt with us. I don't know how that shit happened. They said, I bet you won't go up there and hump the teacher. Right? And then he was like different like that. And everybody like bet their little quarters and shit. And then all of a sudden,
to hump the teacher.
Yeah, well, because you're talking about what, 50 years ago or some shit, right? So
okay, so it's like $1.
Yeah. So listen, so this is what happened. So, and he got more than a quarter. Though. He probably got dollars because everybody
got it. Everyone was giving him at least a quarter.
Yo, during class, so in those days, you were sitting at your desk by yourself, like you wasn't like circle desk and none of that shit. You got your desk. He goes and the teacher would be teaching you up front, blackboard, all that. He goes up front. And the teacher's like, sit down. Then he keeps going up front. Then he grabs her by the waist and acts like he dancing, like humping the hell out of her. Right? And the whole class erupts in like this crazy ass laughter.
The danger zone.
And I'm saying this is the same dude, like taking domes off years later.
Oh my God.
But I mean, yo, just imagine the teacher, and they were calling that phone. There was a phone in the room. Yeah, they calling the phone while she's moving back and forth like this because he's all stupid.
Stop.
Yo,
you never know.
He got his ass whipped. Go ahead, his mom's whipped his ass too up into school. So, go ahead.
I don't think I ever got my parents beat me up at the school. I don't have any memories of that. But I do know that you're right, bro. You never know who's crazy as shit. I didn't know the kid. I don't remember the kid. But I went to kindergarten with Eric Harris. And Eric Harris, we moved apart. We went to different schools in different states. And Eric Harris turned out to be the Columbine shooter. So
wow.
You never know. Like, you never know fucking really. Because I remember they're talking about this is such a trip. This was a trip, bro. They're talking about this on the news right after it happened. And they're showing all these pictures of this kid's life. And they showed my kindergarten fucking photo, class photo. You know, when everyone's around.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I didn't know him. I don't remember him. I don't remember if I said anything to him or if I bullied him or anything. But I don't think I did.
When you're young though, you kind of remember when you get older and certain things happen. Them weird ass kids that was in that class.
Yeah.
And shit like because this like one quick this dude showed me, man, one time. Come on, man, I'm a kid, man. You know what I'm saying I want to catch worms and shit. I'm you know what I mean.
You want to catch worms?
This dude showing, yeah, you know, I'm a little kid. So we catch worms, and you know, he's showing you to chop the head off and chop them in half. You know what I mean? And then, right, this same dude's feeding Alka-Seltzer to seagulls.
Oh my
right?
God.
So
Exactly, the danger zone.
I didn't know nothing about none of this type shit. I'm like, okay,
catch
he said, watch this. And and anybody who doesn't know, if you feed seagulls Alka-Seltzer, they blow up. I'm
Don't
talking
do
about for
that.
real life.
Rice
So-
too. That's why they stopped throwing uncooked rice at
Weddings.
weddings. It kills birds.
Don't kill the birds.
Yo, man, I'm
Don't kill the
telling you,
birds.
when this kid showed me this, right, and I'm standing there like, who thinks of this shit to be doing them? You know what I mean? Like,
Hillbillies, dude.
I'm like, yo,
Who are
I wanna-
bored with their lives and need something to do.
Yo, we used to have back in the day, it was a big thing when people know that used to dissect frogs
Yeah.
in science class or whatever.
Hell
Yep,
yeah.
I did.
This dude was doing all kinds of stuff to the frogs, cutting them
He
up,
was freelancing.
freezing, cooking them and shit. Like he was doing mad dumb shit. Same kid. And then he grew up to be what they called him supremacist. He was like a supremacist or whatever, you know. Like he wouldn't, like he got a thing in the middle of his forehead, all kinds of shit. But whenever he showed me, you can blow up birds, I knew like this
Like,
you know what I'm saying?
you know
Come on.
what? I think we can't be friends.
Yeah.
Hey,
So I was blowing up birds last week, bitch. When we came on the podcast and you say, "What have you guys been up to?" and I said, "I've been blowing up birds all week."
I know.
What would your response be?
It's
danger
amazing.
zone.
My shit would be two of them. One would be it's amazing. The other one would be like, whoa. But not.
What would
No,
be
but
my
you know
first
what?
reaction?
But you know how it is, you know, even growing up and just period in life, when you see some shit that you never see, like that shit,
That's me.
I'm like, first of all, ain't we supposed to feed these motherfuckers bread? You know what I mean? Like this dude's putting Alka-Seltzer in the like bread like a little thing. And they go, you know, the seagulls gulp the shit.
Torture.
They'll be like pigeons.
Torturing
pecking it.
animals.
Them motherfuckers go. Then they start flying. Kubow! That shit's fucked up.
Poor little birds.
Hey, yo.
Speaking of birds, hold on. I got the ill segue. Are you done with that? Are you?
No, I got one more. Not that, though.
Oh, okay.
Not that. You know how I like to watch that, we talked about it, the animals, you know,
Yeah,
in
that's
the
what,
wild. Like,
that's where I'm going. So let's see. Let's see.
Oh,
where
go
you're-
ahead.
No, let's see where
I
you're
can
going
say-
because if you're going there,
So-
then it's good.
every time I watch this shit, never ceases to amaze me.
What's
On these
that?
crazy motherfucking, like the way some of these animals that I didn't never look at them like that to know that they was wild, like crazy. Like for instance, those big ass eagles, right?
Yeah.
I watched 2 segments where this eagle came down and caught the duck or whatever in the water,
Yeah.
dragged the shit out with that one leg claw,
One
whatever,
claw.
dragging the
Yeah. The town.
he dragged that duck out the water. Duck's like, you know, wang, wang, wang. Then he got your man up on the he got him on land, and the poor duck's like, wang, wang. And when he got to that second whack, that eagle took that other hand and like basically snapped his neck joint and had the bill pressed down. I was like, oh, wait a minute. And then just one more. We was talking about this with Bailey, because he had little, and one of the big eagle came down on a fox, and the fox wasn't even that small, really.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he had one of them claw gramps in the middle of his face like this. And the other one, I was like, it was amazing, man, to see these motherfuckers. Go ahead, man.
Well, a bald eagle isn't even the biggest eagle, and its wingspan is about 6.5 feet. That's all, big. You know what I mean?
That's
Man,
big.
you got to shoot them.
That's bigger than
Hey,
me.
come on.
So, are you good at English accents?
I don't.
Hello.
Yeah,
Yes,
talk about
just a bit.
talk about animals with an English accent. Let's see if you guys
Porridge.
let's see if you guys can compete with our next topic. What do you got? Talk about a bird with an English accent. Go ahead.
Today we are looking at the bluebird. How was that?
That was good. That was good.
Okay.
So,
Yo.
Big Sugar, now your turn. Say the same thing.
Okay.
You already sound
Tell you,
Jamaican.
where we're from, it's impossible to understand that the pigeon is one of the main. I don't know what I want to say. I think a pigeon reminds me of like the queen, the face of the queen. I see the picture and I say, hey, it's the queen. But anyway.
So David
No,
Attenborough.
here goes, hey,
What?
here goes Big Silk doing DL's impersonation of that.
So David Attenborough, the voice you were just imitating, turned 98 years old today.
Loving that. Happy birthday to him.
98. So
We should all be so lucky.
yeah, so he's pretty much the voice of nature documentaries. What's his name? Morgan Freeman snuck in on a couple. He did a couple.
On the what? On the what?
Narration for nature documentaries.
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty much this guy.
Yeah.
Like if you don't get this guy or Morgan Freeman, do you really have a nature documentary?
Oh, no.
So yeah,
Hey.
98. That's some wild shit.
It used to be Earl Jones, but
James
yo,
Earl
I'm
Jones,
telling you, when I watch some of these things, you watch how savage you are, like hyenas.
Yeah.
Like you would think about hyenas and laughing, but them motherfuckers is like they eat prey alive, all that. Like I mean, that's come on, man, you ain't getting away.
Nature's wild, bro.
Yeah, if you people out there don't know, the circle of life is rough.
Nature's
Savage.
wild. It's easy as this. Fucking a bird's in a nest, and the nest is on this branch. And the bird falls out the nest, but he just falls to this branch right here. He's just right here. But he can't get there, and his parents don't have thumbs. So they just basically watch him die for,
Bring him food.
for 3 days. Yeah, but something's going to
that's
hear
like-
his beeps and his beeps and come eat him. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
let's not make it the danger zone, the sad
yo,
zone.
but it's like the
Okay.
hey, it's like them sucker ass wildebeest.
Be dangerous.
Your motherfuckers be running and shit, and then one of their kids, one of the lion will say, "Fuck it, I ain't chasing one of these big motherfuckers. I'm just gonna grab this just small one,"
Yeah.
and they still bout. They still bolt.
Yeah.
Like the buffaloes will come back and be trying to fight. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
seen this thing where a group of them was just flipping lions around on their little hooks. They was flipping lions all over the place. Lions was running, but the wildebeest, them motherfuckers be shook. Them little fat, what do you call them, little warthog little joints?
Yeah, yeah.
A hippopotamus?
What do you call them things? They look like little pigs. They like jungle pigs.
Yeah, warthogs.
They got the two, wild boars. Them,
Yeah, yeah.
Wild boar. A wild
yeah. Yeah, them motherfuckers, they be running fast as hell, but once the lion get them, they be like baking all day.
Dude,
You know what I'm saying?
the nature really shows you how helpless, if we didn't have the brain we have, how absolutely helpless humans are. Because you think about this, a giraffe is born, and in 10 minutes every predator on the Serengeti smells the baby being born and is coming for that baby, and that baby in 10 minutes has to learn how to walk, walk and run for its life
Be out.
against the illest predators on the planet. Like, how long do you think
And
it would take a
underneath-
human? What age child could you know what I mean? Like, what age of a child would have to be 10, 12 to outsmart
And even-
lions? Like, we have to
even the-
grow so much.
Even the way like they say that one kick from that giraffe could basically kill a lion.
Yeah.
You know, when they catch with that full, but they be jumping on their backs. And it just think for them to even grow to where they get to way up there, and them lions, like, they know the only way they're gonna get them is they take them down.
Yeah.
So it's just I just find myself watching it sometimes like, man, because certain shit I thought I might have known, I didn't even know. Like, you know what I mean? Where damn, these little motherfuckers is treacherous.
Yeah,
The little
like-
wild dogs.
Like, what's the most deadly? What do you think the most deadly to humans animal in Africa is? To humans.
To humans?
To humans, yeah.
Shit. That's a tough one because there's a few.
I would say a venomous
You know?
snake.
No. What animal kills the most people in Africa is hippos.
Really?
Yeah, hippopotamuses, and they're not even
Hippopotamus?
carnivores. Think of it like that.
They just ate us to eat us?
They're very territorial and they're massive and they're fast, way faster than us.
So basically, it could be that they didn't even go to eat you; they just went to kill you.
Yeah, they're territorial. Like
Yeah.
they're like, yeah, get out of here.
Sometimes lions will try to take them down and all that shit. Then they get tired because they got that hard skin, first of all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And think about like what DL was saying. Some when they die though, like some of the motherfuckers, they live a long life and then they get old and they just drop to the ground. they about to be munched out in a matter of like, 10 minutes. You know what I mean? So you know what's happening. They lay down there, man.
Yeah, so I just fact checked myself. It says right here, in the list of the world's deadliest animals, the BBC says that the hippo is the world's deadliest large land mammal, killing an estimated 500 people a year in Africa. So what do you guys think about this? Speaking of hippos, we're going off on some subjects today.
Love it. We're very worldly.
In the 1970s and 80s, Pablo Escobar had more money than he could count. He was, what the hell am I going to do with all this money? And there's stories about him and his daughter breaking down somewhere in their car, and he burned $1 million to keep her warm. There's some story about that. So this guy was just spending money. So he bought himself a bunch of hippopotamuses in whenever Pablo Escobar was at the 80s, the 70s. And now Colombia, hippos are native to Africa. That's the only place they live. And now Colombia has a hippopotamus problem.
Interesting.
Because of Pablo Escobar, and they call them the cocaine hippos.
That
sounds like a new documentary.
About that too. Here's the crazy thing about that is like, we know this dude's money was crazy though. But one of the illest things to me is that digging through the jail wall thing, and making that whole thing underneath the ground to drive that far. You seen that, right?
El Chapo or Pablo? Which one was it?
I'm thinking of Pablo.
Yeah, I think you're picking up El Chapo, but yeah, same thing.
Maybe that is it.
Same thing.
That's some money shit though, right there.
It says
that
right
man
here.
Rode.
Yeah, El Chapo.
That man rode that fucking far like that. That shit was crazy, man. To me, you gotta have money. Like he was digging a hole in there, and I feel like motherfuckers know, but still, he knew it. Come on, they had to dig that long to make that long ass tunnel. They were down there with the actual tunnel, like doing this documentary, and then you were like, damn, this motherfucking shit is crazy. Yeah, it had a little motorcycle in there.
They were able to. It's very impressive, like that kind of engineering or whatever, to figure out how to tunnel under a prison with no technology because you can't make noise into the correct place. You're just going through dirt. Like you literally have to be down there. You have to have the blueprints of the prison and be down there with fucking a tape measure being like, all right, 1/8 of an inch.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Okay.
Dig. Consistent.
You won't believe it if you didn't see it.
Yeah.
That's some shit like me seeing. When I seen it, I'm like, wow, this is crazy. You know what I mean? Because someone just telling you that, you're like, yeah, all right, man, you know what I'm saying?
So before we get off of that, it says right here, scientists say a group of hippos imported by Escobar for his private zoo decades ago have multiplied and, according to scientists, are now spreading through one of the country's main waterways. What's that say?
The River Magdalena.
It's just crazy because when you introduce, I don't know if you know what's going on in the Florida Everglades, but what was that hurricane where George Bush didn't like black people?
Katrina.
When Katrina hit in Florida, it destroyed a lab that was holding all these snakes from all over the world, and the lab. The lab was destroyed, and all these snakes from all over the world left the lab, and like a few of the snakes thrived because there was like all those boa constrictors and shit, and they've destroyed the Everglades. They say 90% of the Everglades wildlife is gone. It's crazy.
Yeah. We from Roxbury real quick before we get to hopping or whatever else again, but we from Roxbury, Mattapan, and such. And when I was a kid, used to go to Franklin Park Zoo. Now, when you got to a certain part, and they used to have this little tour on Franklin Park, the big part, there was these looked like little castle made of stone with these bars that were bent. And they would tell you this story about years ago, the gorillas escaped, and you were a kid, so you were believing that. Obviously, it couldn't have happened because it should have been fucked up. So years went by. So you grew up with this folklore, knowing all this shit. So why is it like when I got a certain age, like I think early 20, so Joe, the big gorilla at the zoo, escaped. Boom. Yo, they got a picture of Joe. You might even be able to look it up somewhere. Dude was at the bus stop where everybody be at. Big ass gorilla. You know what I mean? Like standing there. And then They got him in the newspaper. Then he runs up the hill, right where I used to hang out in different places we used to go to. And I'm saying, this gorilla's running around. They caught his ass. I think some girl got hurt a little bit and sued because he ran by, brushed her and hit the kid or some shit like that. But that shit was amazing. It was like this motherfucker, and I'm in Mattapan, this is Roxbury, not too far from Ed Humboldt and all that.
Yep.
Right, LOG, shout out. Fucking Joe escaped the damn zoo and said, I'm going up here.
Yeah, looking at
You know
Joe.
what I'm saying?
Right
And he,
Joe was not
he
a
wasn't even
small
little.
gorilla.
No.
He wasn't little. Nah, he wasn't little. That motherfucker was in the hood. That's like you going outside. I think this might have been part of the crack era.
Imagine he escaped and he's like, I'm going to finally get out. He's like, oh, I'm going to get out. I'm going to get out. And he gets out and he's in the hood. He's like, ah.
Yo, this motherfucker's at the bus stop. He was at the bus stop, though. I was like, well, wait a minute. What made the boy chill for a minute, holding on to the pole? Then he ran up the way. And I'm saying, when I seen this shit, I said, yo, took me a few years to even realize a gorilla escaped from fucking the zoo and went up the hood. And here's the crazy part, even though the zoo is in the hood, but I think it was like the part of the crack era, I'm saying. So imagine someone's coming out the house after being geeked or copping or something, and you see a gorilla like on the street for real. You know, you might be on some shit like,
They'd be like,
well,
that's
take that
good
suit
shit.
off, man.
Yeah, gorilla will fuck you up.
No, you
too.
might be like, take that suit off, man.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
Oh boy.
Gorillas are
Dangerous.
strong.
But yo, what's going on?
So
we had good random conversation.
that was good. That's the shit we got. We were talking about Diddy earlier. I knew I had a Diddy something on my list. Someone finally came to Diddy's defense.
Oh, who?
Someone finally came to his
Who?
defense.
Am I gonna have to say the danger zone?
You're gonna have to say the danger. I think I'm gonna get it loaded up. Russell Simmons, of all people. Just,
Isn't he hitting his own problem?
yeah, that's what I mean. I'm like, oh man, maybe R. Kelly
I
could
think-
weigh in
I
on the
think-
situation.
No, I think Russell Simmons is more like who's that dude who left town and never had to come. He went to live somewhere where they couldn't do nothing with Maya Lansky or something like that.
Oh,
I think it was him. One of them, Roman Polanski or somebody like
That
that.
also is not
that-
a good dude.
So Maya Lansky,
he left the
was a Jewish guy in
I
the
think it's
40s or 50s.
I think it's Polanski. I think it is.
Polanski was a
this dude was
director. He was a child molester.
Yeah. That's who it is. That's who it is. The Polanski dude, and he left, and he couldn't be extradited or anything, but he went and had to build the palace where he lived. Still kept making movies and doing everything and shit because he supposed he had sex with an underage woman or something like that, and then he left the country. You know?
We were talking about it last week. Charles Manson. That's who Charles Manson sent those people to kill. Was Roman Polanski, but he wasn't home, and they killed Sharon Tate.
Yeah, the Tate family. Yeah,
so
man, this is wild, man.
But no, Tate. Tate was his girl. Tate was Roman Polanski's girlfriend.
Right.
Yeah.
But you know music too. So what group that he said was basically like with their songs, if you can run them backwards and they were like satanic. Who do you think? It was a group.
Not Leonard Skinner. Who was it? Black Sabbath?
No, actually, man, it was fucking the Beatles.
Oh, the Beatles. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the shit, the Beatles. I'm like,
Yeah, we saw.
yo, imagine your group is.
They're bringing back the. What was it,
The
like
cut?
a new edition or remastered rendition of the Beatles movie? And I was like, yo, these guys are not good looking. Like, even for back in the day, I said maybe Paul McCartney, maybe, but they look like they all needed a shower and a trim. Like, they were not looking good.
And new teeth.
Here's
Definitely
what
new
happened. So I think, like, they caught the teens like that, and it was at a perfect time where like they could do no wrong. I mean, every single one of them dudes, from the drummer to then you know, in a group there's always like sometimes it's the fat one which they didn't have, but then they say the ugly one which was George Harrison, like they you know what I mean, but they still were superstars. They was like so like, you know, it's funny you had mentioned that because just not too long ago I was like saying, damn, well, it's about time for a real like another group like that, but not them like those Asian dudes, what they call
BTK?
who?
BTK?
K-pop.
Yeah, it's like
K-pop.
them, like, yeah, not like them, like but like me, like a New Edition or Wahlberg, Kid Donnie, and them New Kids on the Block. Like another group like that right now, I think would be dope. But,
You mean
know
an
what I mean?
American version is what you're trying to say?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just even, I'm just because like it's like to me, it's like they know what that's about. So it's like even if y'all collectively got together and had a show and put together one of them groups, you know what I mean, and let these dudes. I mean, their stories were so real because them dudes came from the neighborhoods, made these groups, became this big boy band, and it's wild because they try to say to Donnie Wahlberg, you guys were the original boy band, the big this and that, and he stopped him in his tracks and was like, no, it's New Edition. You know what I'm saying? New Edition is that, and the reason why he said that because it's true. First and foremost, the dude who basically got together and put together New Edition, sort of, was Maurice Starr. And when New Edition left his guys and did what they did, left it under his wing, then he went and got the New Kids on the Block. He put them together. So they knew where their bread was buttered. This dude is basically saying, I want you 5 white dudes to be like these 5 black dudes, and we can make some money, which they did. You know what I mean? Which they still do cruises and shit,
Yeah. I have a friend that she's a NKOTB fanatic. She's been on several of those cruises. Like she's got several years of pictures with the guys. I feel like they know her because I feel like at a certain level, if you see your fans over and over again over the decades, like you start to learn who they are.
Listen, so when we were younger, in the early days of our group, with the Gangstar and all that tour. So because you went somewhere a bunch of times, like in that, like let's say an 8-year period or 7-8 year period, you went to certain places so much that, like you said, people became your friends. You know what I mean? Like, well, we're going to Italy. Oh, when we get out there, we're gonna go see so and so and do this, that, and other thing because you went and they was just really fans who became friends because that's how it was. Like, say in a year we got tours and whatever. So say in a year's time, I'm going to California. Shit, man, maybe 30 times, maybe like it could be more, or going to England because Gangstar was huge over there all year long. We probably there a ton of times. So I'm just saying, how you not gonna know people like, you know what I mean? So like I literally been getting whips with people from out there and be like, yo, all right, let's go. Where we going? Let's go. And ain't nobody gonna worry about it because we done grew and have made those friends. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
All
right, hell yeah. Yeah, I also know someone who tours with New Kids on the Block. I don't know any
that shit was nice.
All right, so the last thing I wanted to bring up was I really don't want to talk about the whole Drake shit, but I do want to talk about Tanya brought something up last week that we didn't talk about was Irma Lerd, 50 Cent is the new Tyler Perry. That's what you're saying, right? He just built his own studio in where?
I think it's in Tennessee. Double check, Mr. Dio.
Oh, I gotta check. All right, well, let us know what you heard about it.
He could never be.
They were talking about how 50 Cent just brought all this new property, and I think it was like the mayor of the place was they gave him the keys to the city.
Oh wow.
And he's the.
Oh, it says outside Los Angeles. Says 50 Cent becomes the latest actor to open film studio outside of Los Angeles.
See, Louisiana. I wasn't that off.
Here's the difference.
It's called Louisiana City.
Here's the difference with that take. Here's my take on that. Joe, in a large regard, you're probably right about that. The only thing is, until 50 Cent comes out with a woman character that he can portray, which I don't think he ever will, then he can't be. He can't be, you know what I mean? There's only been one, like there's a lot of them that play that joke. They play like a woman and a man. We know from the Wandas to the Miss Doubtfire to the, Big Mama's house, all that. But there was one guy, think about this, one guy who you were famous as shit and you was an athlete, top athlete, basketball player, and your nickname was Grandmama.
Yeah.
Because your height was like dressing up like a grandmother playing ball.
And your image aside, everything aside from Grandmama, you were like like a thug type player. You were rough on the court. You were this and that. And then on commercial, you were fucking grandma. You had gold teeth. And then and then on commercials, you were fucking grandmama in a dress. That shit was crazy.
Let me tell you. So 50 Cent will come up like as a chick, it ain't gonna happen. But
That's not what the reference
he's immensely
was.
successful.
Only because they said he's the second highest, or second wealthiest.
He's not higher than me.
Second wealthiest black person to own a production studio. So I'm thinking it's either Oprah, who's number one, because she has her own cable network, or Tyler Perry.
If there's only one person in front of him, it's Tyler Perry, because we all know he has one, and 50 Cent is good, don't get me wrong. Yeah. But Tyler Perry makes A-list Hollywood movies. So just the money coming in.
Here's some funny.
You think it's more? I think it's like not wealthiest, but biggest. Something like that. Biggest production.
Here's some funny shit, though, if you think about it, right? So he be trolling everybody. He be clowning mad motherfuckers. Right? So let's see, which I don't see it happening. If he ever clowns one of them two. You know what I'm saying? That's never happened. You know what I mean?
Clown one of who?
Sometimes
Tyler Perry?
Tyler Perry or Oprah?
Oprah, yeah. You know, not making a little joke. I'm talking about really like, you know, like how Monique did, and trust me, they got her shut down. Trust me. She's wow. You know what I mean? She's still doing her thing, but yo.
Yeah, I think I like Monique. She was overreaching with that shit. Like, she's just not the draw.
You know,
like, I think she's funny, but not. Like, it doesn't matter if I think you're funny. Like you were saying earlier about you like this comic, you don't like that comic. I think you're funny, but millions of people don't. Like, millions of people aren't waiting in line to buy tickets for your concert. So you are funny. You're right. You are funny, but it just
sometimes it's not about being funny.
The culture curves and swings like a pendulum. It comes over here for a while, then it comes back over here for a while. Like with hip hop, like with golden era hip hop. Like there was a time like in 2000, 2002 where people weren't looking for that. They weren't looking for that. So it was probably tough for the Run DMCs of the world to tour during a certain era. Maybe not Run DMC because they're so major, but you know what I'm saying.
Other artists.
Like the Ghetto Boys. They probably weren't doing as good as they were doing, you know, now. You know what I mean? So
you see,
it just swings back, and then it's going to swing away for a while, and then it's going to come back. You know
and then people are craving that old school hip hop feeling. Yeah.
It's like me too. It's like when I talk about how with us, like I remember like features just even a few years ago in different situations, right? In the beginning, it was real big. Everything was big. Shows, tours, a bunch of shit. Then in the middle, like that, everything went way down.
Yeah.
And even with, you know, shows amounts or what they paid or how many you did, whatever. To the point now, the shit has swung back up, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
On some other shit. You see, so where I could literally sit here and say, yeah, man, I'm doing this for this, and it ain't no hiccups or nothing. You see what I'm saying? So, and the crazy thing about it is, like what you say about her, think about comedians. Think about comedians through the test of time, before you, before me, even our times, whatever. There never really was a comedian that really took a hardcore stance against anyone. Not a hardcore, like, you know, talking about this one, that one. They make their jokes.
But
that's jokes. Not the serious part of life, like the way how she is with Steve Harvey and Oprah and all them, and just, you know, because in the end of the day, listen, you might like Jamie Foxx. I'll enjoy going to see Jamie Foxx do a concert singing.
Yep.
I'll enjoy this motherfucker doing a little bit of stand-up, and I'll enjoy a movie that he's in. So that's the only person that might be multifaceted in that way. But I don't think he was really a stand-up comic like that. I just think he's more funny in that stage shit in movies. You know, I don't think he was even doing stand-up. He might have been, but I don't really.
He
wasn't.
Yeah. But
yeah, he was. But guess what? Shit, Eddie Murphy might have been the only one that the people be. Remember, he used to be funny. Like, you know, when you start getting like that, and the reason why that happens, though, I remember one comedian said, motherfuckers say, oh, so-and-so ain't funny no more. So-and-so ain't whatever. Yo, He said, once your ass get all that money, millions of dollars, and you're living that lifestyle that you wasn't living when you came out busted.
Yeah.
Like, because whoever came out and they like, I'm rich as hell already, and now I'm going to try to be a comic.
Good comedy comes from sadness, being poor. That's to
Having
me,
a perspective.
having a struggle in
And a
life
fight.
is where good comedy comes from. I don't think that you're gonna really find a comedian who grew up rich who's a good comedian that people are like, oh, that guy's
That's what I'm
hilarious.
saying.
Like, I just
Hey,
don't. I think it comes from
it's like-
pain. Good comedy, being a good comedian comes from pain. I feel like I really do.
I feel what you're saying. Part of it, and part of that is true, and the other part of it is a real comic, a real funny dude, whatever. So your comedic side has always been your friend. What I mean is like, yo, when I had the darkest of times, cats, there's people that tell you out here like, damn, you still was rapping, you still was making motherfuckers laugh and shit,
Yeah, that's what I
and
mean.
all that, right? You know what I mean? Because it was like, yo, that was part of you, like, you know, laughter, whatever. You know what I mean? So
Do you think the
But
kid
when
that
you-
went to Newton High School with you, that had everything handed to him his whole life and had a car when he turned 16 and this and a
No.
college thing was worrying about making people laugh or making himself laugh? Nah, because
Nah.
he had
That
he
might-
had everything else, so he didn't need
He needs
comedy
be
to make his
funny.
life better.
He was already
You know,
good
like he
looking and had
didn't
money.
need it. So that's why I feel
Let
like
me-
it really
like-
does come. It come like good like when you meet a real funny comedian, they're all fucked up. They're all fucked up, bro. Like they're all like depressed people. But they're the like, and in their real life, not on stage. I'm just saying in their real life, they're like, look at Dave Chappelle. I'm not saying he's fucked up or he's this or that, but this man moved to the middle of nowhere. You know what I mean? It just doesn't like want to be around anybody.
you know what I find to be similar is boxers too, because they don't start. A lot of them don't start getting their ass whipped until they make money. You know what I'm saying? Like
It's probably
they're
hard to
pretty
turn that
invincible.
off. You think it's hard to turn that off? Like to turn it
For them,
off?
it
Yeah.
has. Yo, let me tell you, it has shown time after time after time. One of the smarter dudes, I feel like, even though he came back and got his ass whipped, but that was it, was De La Hoya.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like who promotes fights now, because you didn't have to keep going and keep
Yeah.
going and get your ass whipped 10 times and shit before you realize, dude, this ain't never happened. And then
I'd
guess
still
what?
be
When
pretty
you get-
and make money.
when they get their ass whipped like that, people always say the same shit. Oh, he must be broke. Oh, he needs money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, those people didn't know what else to do. You know what I mean? Because look at Mike. Mike's thriving like a mother. He about to fight dude, but it ain't because he's broke. You know what I mean? That's whatever he's doing with him and Roy Jones. But shit, like you know the math. Like look at this dude's marijuana business and just the personality that he's become. Like Mike is like motherfuckers is going to see Mike. Like you know what I mean? Like Mike is
He's
is
had
a dude. So
he's had a great Mike Tyson's a perfect example of a pendulum. Everyone loved this guy. Oh my God, there's this 19-year-old guy. He's beating up fucking everybody in boxing. Oh my God, he's the greatest. He's the greatest. And it swung over here where everybody kind of hated him for a while.
Yeah.
Everyone hated the guy. And he was an animal. He was a bad person. He was a rapist. He was this, he was that. And then that swung back for him. It swung back and it never left. Like it got stuck there.
Nah.
And like everyone
Think
likes
about
Mike Tyson now. Everyone likes him.
Mike Tyson, Mike Tyson had a one-man show.
Yeah,
Right.
I seen that.
Yeah, it was selling out. It was selling out like a motherfucker, right? It's just Mike doing whatever he was doing. I was like, wow, you know. And now, come on, Mike is like, yo. One thing about Mike, they say whatever they want to say about boxers, right? Mike, why is Mike Tyson the one that they feel like can still beat up everybody? People are still scared of Mike Tyson. Anybody else?
I would be too.
Yeah, there's a photo of why do you say they're scared of Mike Tyson? Actually, I'll find this photo.
Well, one of the reasons is, I don't know, they still have that fear in them. But then I see some of these dudes on this podcast, or some people have conversations with them, and it should be like, yo, you can see dude is kind of shook.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they don't. Come on, Mike Tyson's sitting up in front of you talking about, listen, I do my thing, whatever. I'm smoking, I do shrooms. I smoke. I'm smoking some shit right now that's smart. You know what I mean? He's like,
he's telling
he's like,
he's on his podcast and someone's asking him about what was New York like when you were a kid, And what was Brooklyn like when you were a kid? And he starts telling a story, and then he starts telling a story about he was like, yeah, now when I walk through Brooklyn now, I see like all these like yuppies and everything. And then he starts imagining what happened to those people when he was growing up, and you kind of see his like eyes glaze over, and he's back there. You know what I'm saying? He's back in the moment. And he goes, we would have eaten these people alive. Just how he says it.
Yes. And he's telling the truth, because with that gentrification, even in Boston, whatever, I see people in certain areas right now, and I'll be like, yo, you live here? Yeah, I'll just be asking, like, you like it around here? But what happened, though, is what's unbeknownst to me, sort of, like I know really, but at the time when I would ask questions, and that everything that was up the street where they used to be selling crack and shit was wild and shit, them shits is all condos, right? And these shits over here, where motherfuckers used to be hanging on the corner all dope fiend up, man, them motherfuckers are some other luxury apartments. So the whole shit changed right underneath your feet. But man, Mike, even when Mike fought Roy Jones for that exhibition, after the fight, he's talking all regular, and Roy Jones was really breathing like crazy. Like,
he was mad because they kept saying, "Oh, Roy Jones, are you okay?" And he was like, "Bro, I fought too. I'm fucking old too." Like you say, he's old. He said, "I'm old." That's what he said he had been out. He said, I've been retired for 15 years. Yeah. This motherfucker just got out the ring like 3 years ago. And y'all asked about him. So
he said, what about my ass?
You talked
y'all
about
him.
What about Mike?
I remember that shit. That's Mike. That's my dude, man.
You talked about people being scared of Mike Tyson. I'm showing a picture right now where after Mike Tyson bit Evander Holyfield's ear off, and the big brawl started in the ring, the police come into the ring, and in this photo I'm showing right here, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, probably 5. I think that's the 5th guy.
Yeah.
So there's 6. So there's 6 armed police officers. They're armed, and Mike Tyson's going like this, and they're all terrified. They are absolutely terrified. They are all armed. And a man with a boxing glove, they're that scared of him. They are that scared of him.
Me too.
And you know what? If he was able to unleash one of them rights on him, then that would be whoever that is claims to fame right now.
Yeah.
For you to write a whole book, I got knocked out by Mike Tyson. You know what I mean? And then you know how they do those slow motion filming and shit. It'll be him by himself looking out a window and shit, on a big old farm. I got knocked out by Mike Tyson. This is how it happened. But speaking of knocked out by Mike Tyson, that fight's coming up soon enough with Jake Paul. Some comical event, but we'll see what happens. Also, right now we're in the midst of the NBA playoffs. Minnesota's up 2 to, I believe they're 2-0 on the defending champs, the Denver Nuggets. Nice. Also, you got Dallas playing Oklahoma Thunder. They're playing them, and Oklahoma's up, and that's Kyrie and Luka on Dallas. Boston is up on Boston is up now
on Philly,
right? On Cleveland.
Oh, Cleveland, I mean.
And who else you got? You got the New York's up on the Pacers as we speak.
Yep.
New York will be playing at 8:00 this evening, man. So it's real interesting. It seems like it's going to be a good time, and I feel like, and shout out to the Boston Bruins for winning their first game against the Florida Panthers, 5-1, I believe it was. And no one expected that. But we'll see what happens with them moving forward. I feel that they're going to be along for the ride. And, baseball, pretty soon it becomes all baseball, which I only watched really during the playoffs. I'm not going to front. You know what I mean? When it gets closer to the playoff, I watch. It's too many games for me to just be, You a baseball fan like that?
Hell yeah.
It's only 100.
So you'll watch all year?
54 games. 86?
I'll always watch some Yankees play, man. Yeah, I had no problem with that.
But I'm saying you'll sit down and watch like they play 100-something games. Like you think you'll watch most of those?
Most, I don't know. I probably watch about 90 games, full games. But then if they're on, I'll catch parts. I'll catch this. I'll catch that. But yeah, I try to. If they're on TV, I'll watch that first more over anything.
Yeah. So I like if the season is, what is it? Is it 162?
Yeah, 162.
That was close.
Out of 162, so I probably catch 50. I listen to it.
That's a lot.
I'll be old school. I'll listen on the radio a lot, like, because I don't know, it's almost like in the olden days or something before my time. I just like hearing that baseball game on. It's not as active enough for me at times to be really watching, but I can hear it better. Like I don't know.
I feel like baseball is slow enough where you can listen to it on the radio. Basketball is too fast. He passes this to Johnson. Johnson passes this to Stewart. Stewart passes. You know what I mean? It's just like, oh my God.
Then you hear the crowd reacting before the announcer can tell you what's going on.
But for me, still to this day, the most exciting part for me for baseball was definitely all that home run shit.
Yeah.
I don't care. I used to love pitchers getting like all them strikeouts, like Roger Clemens and them dudes and all that, Mariano and Pedro. But I always liked that when that was Mark Aguirre, Barry Bonds, who's the Spanish cat?
Sammy Sosa.
Sammy Sosa,
White Lightning,
Bell, and all the rest of the rules around. And I mean, you was really watching balls go over the fence, like just watching out there, and they'd be like, "Yo, they hit them shits 400 feet
into the ocean."
And then when people get $1 million for catching the ball from one of them dudes, like that shit was a time. It was a time, man. You know what I'm saying?
So, what do you think the biggest crowd reaction in sports is? A grand slam, a slam dunk, or a touchdown?
Okay, so you got to add one more.
I can't.
A knockout.
Well, okay. I'll add two more, but I think the one I'm gonna add is the biggest. I'm gonna add the goal in soccer because there's so many people at a soccer stadium. There's so many people. You set everybody up for the answer. Because I didn't think of it. I didn't have it at first. Yeah.
Before you put them in, I would have definitely said a football game. That's the most people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the numbers you can't. You know what I mean? First of all, I love football, American football. I love it, and never went to a pro game. Because I see it. I see it better. I see it better on the TV. Like standing all that. I'm like. You know what I'm saying? Like seeing somebody get their ass whipped or the beer spilt on, all that dumb shit. I'm trying to see it like how I can see you guys in front of me. I'm like, that's me. I be on the games like that, man. I don't need to go to that shit. I'm straight.
I've never
Especially
been
Green
either.
Bay, when the motherfuckers be like, on the frozen, in Green Bay, on the frozen tundra, and it's 20 below.
The only
Motherfuckers
thing I would disagree with you on that is if it's something like a Super Bowl or something like that. Because I remember I went to.
Hey Tanya. I still wouldn't. Here's my thing. If it was a Super Bowl, like you said, so now I'm with the activities. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna see the game fly on the screen somewhere.
Yeah.
Like I don't need to be in that. But,
No. You didn't
let
let me finish. What I was gonna say is, for instance, when I went to see Derek Jeter, it wasn't even playoffs or World Series. It was his last game in Yankee Stadium and his last game, God bless you, at Fenway. Just the sheer energy coming off of not the players, but just the crowd and the people. I would say that was something that I experienced on 2 different occasions, that I was just like, this is different. Like 100%. It's a different vibe when you're at home and you're chilling.
This is why the Derek Jeter thing was different. I'll tell you exactly why you feel that way. No, just in general, for real.
Okay.
Because when you go to see a touchdown, only half of the arena is cheering. Well, like for a Super Bowl, because at the Super Bowl, for example.
Okay.
And then when you went to see Derek Jeter, everyone, even the Red Sox fans, were cheering.
That is true.
You know what I'm saying?
Actually.
So when you saw him at Fenway Park, 100% of the stadium was cheering there at that moment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So here's the thing, like you just said. So when I talk about me, I still like. I guess I'm not one of them people who are like, you have to be there for Tom Brady's last game, or you have to be there for this, that, and other thing. I'm going to watch it. So my thing will be, I'm watching. That's just me. Activities and what else is going on around that, you know what I mean? I'm going to be involved with it. If I'm out for Super Bowl weekend, I feel like, I'm in this. But the game itself, like right now, be at the crib, 60-inch screen or something.
Yeah.
Just sitting back, like really watching it. That's me. I go to Super Bowl parties sometimes just because, I'll be all right. I get a good seat, but people be sitting all together. I'll be by myself, like seeing the TV. So it's just been me. And then all that weather shit, Super Bowl, we don't got to worry no more. That's always going to be in some dome or some warm shit. Like, it ain't going to be freezing. But when it was freezing, like I said, that Green Bay shit, come on, man. I don't care what kind of game it is. I'm not sitting there 30 below. You know what I mean? All wrapped
people
up.
Like, oh, you can bring your thermos.
Well, you know how much I love the cold.
Can I get in the thermos?
That sounds fun.
So, fresh weed?
Flowers for me?
Flowers for me. So, yeah, I guess that, I don't know. Go Knicks. Yeah. I guess that must be it.
Oh, yeah. And I got, I mean, I'm a Boston fan, but I pull for the Knicks up till they play them because, like, they haven't had nothing to be excited about playing basketball for years. So since Pat Ewing and them dudes, you know what I mean? Even the Jeremy Lin shit was short-lived. You know what I mean?
The 3 days of Linsanity, you didn't think that was great?
Yo, but you know what, though? If you run that back real quick, that shit was so dope. Because it was like this dude just came out. It was just like lighting the garden up. Yeah. You light up the garden. Like, it's a wrap. Look, people still remember that to this day. And then Carmelo, who was a star at the time, and a few others, they were like, damn. Yeah. He said they were actually treating this motherfucker like he was bigger than everybody else, like, period. Yeah. You know, because that was New York.
That's how desperate they were for a good basketball. They're like, this guy scored 20 points. What?
Yay!
And now a dude who was not supposed to be their star, then one of their main stars that got hurt for the whole year, Julius Randle.
He got a Tom Brady.
And then they trade for Brunson, and he becomes this dude. And because one thing about him, his demeanor is laid back. His demeanor is what it is. So it's like, damn, this dude, he scored something like 40 points in the last 4 games or something. Like, he got some record like that or tied with somebody. And I'm saying this shit is not by mistake. You know what I mean? This dude is what he is. You know what I mean? It was a great thing for them. I don't think they're going to get past the Celtics, but, you know, we can let it play out. But, yo, speaking of the basketball note, that's my man. That's stupid as hell this week. Has to do with basketball.
Oh, shit.
Stupid. What's my mama looking at? Yo,
sound effect.
What's up? Do we lose?
Nope, I got you. Something? I was getting my air horn sound effect in there.
Yo, so just after the miss of I guess Pat Beverly had thrown a basketball and out into the crowd. Someone threw it back at him. He fired it back at him, supposed to hit someone, which I thought was pretty stupid, and he knew it was. But this one is Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray plays for the Denver Nuggets. I mean, they were locking him down incredibly. They were defending him, and that just seemed like he got frustrated. It had to be the case. So in the heat of frustration, Jamal Murray's on the bench, and then he throws a heating pad onto the court while the game's going on. Like, you know what I mean? And when I talk, this heating pad is, you'll probably can see pictures of it. The shit is a significant size thing that you don't want on the court. You know what I mean? Like a heating pad. First of all, that's number one. Someone get hurt, step on it, roll an ankle, whatever. Yeah. This is the playoff. The fact is that they allowed him to do that. There was no technical, no nothing. And so ultimately they didn't suspend him. And I feel like because it was it's the playoffs, you know, and they don't want to like take away one of the star players, but they should have, because what do you think if a fan throws that same item on the court? They banning that motherfucker from that arena for like ever.
Eject them and they ban them, and maybe press charges.
I had a kid that I coached a few years ago. Y'all might have seen it. He was the one who threw the water bottle at Kyrie when he was leaving the garden.
Yeah.
It was big all on the news and shit. They suspended him for life on that. This one, the little kid I had coaching basketball for a few years, right? So it's like, but with Jamal Murray, it was just stupid because of that. What could have happened, and the fact that you really said in a pro game, I'm going to throw something on the court. You know, number one, and they fined you $100,000. Well, that might not be a lot to some, but that's still a lot for him. That's $100,000. You want to just get that to somebody, you know? So it's very brief this week. For me, this week, stupid as hell house. is Jamal Murray. Come on, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, the series is going on. I know Minnesota's giving y'all the hands. You know what I'm saying? But, yo, you just got to play, son. Stand up. All right?
Oh, yeah.
And on that note, it's been real cool talking to my two friends on Wednesdays. And
Our
We
Wednesday.
Wednesday friends. We friends was
you like Wednesdays friends. You know what I'm saying? I'm just Wednesday's childs. That's you guys. Like, yo, we're like Voltron. We come together on Wednesday to form that triangle. You know what I'm saying? We got
Voltron.
yo, we got it covered.
I want to be
We
the
got
arm with
Puerto
the
Rico.
sword.
That's so fun.
You know, we got Puerto Rico, black people, and white people. No, but we got
got it
everybody
all.
covered over here.
Boricua.
And where's the dog from? Where's that species from?
Germany. Uh-oh.
See what I'm saying?
I get in trouble.
Uh-oh.
Yo, I remember Rex, my dude. I remember he took that hat off. And he got a little halo up top, and he said, "This is something that happens to me all the time." I mean, I guess I know why, but I'm talking about from aunts, family, friends, whatever. They be like, "I know you about to say something." Yo, I don't say shit though. I don't even got nothing to say. I'm just like, you already feel that way. I'm not saying nothing. I just know when he took his hat off, I seen a little halo. He said, "Yo, I know you about to gig on it." I'm like, "Nah, dog, I'm just give a brother a minute to process before I start going with the roast." You know what I mean? But it's so funny how many, my son's friends, everybody, what you about to say? Like, they know some shit. Like, I ain't saying to give me a minute to say something. You know what I mean? Then we can laugh and shit. But man, I'm telling you. Anyway, it's been real, it's been wrong, but it's never too long. I'm about to be out. I tell you what, remember, excuses have no purpose, so don't make them.
Don't make them.
And one day I'm going to be able to sit at the table. Well, first, when we grow, we glow. We know that. But one day I'm going to be able to sit at the table with DL and Chef Tanya Nicole,
Oh, yeah.
Phil, Squad, and have actual food together. And just be like, yo, we're really having a dinner. But, yo.
And Rhea. Rhea got to be there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Rhea,
our
too. Come on.
fundraiser.
Hey, Rick. Just acting like she here. That's so.
I was like, she there? What's up?
Yeah, hey, yo. Y'all was looking for that shit was nice, though. Yo, hey, oh, shit. I remember, damn, man. Yo. Yeah, that's funny. We're all still here. Hey, you know who was asking about you the other day? DL?
Who?
No one. But yo, check it out, right? I'm just.
Wow. I thought we were going to make it through a whole episode with no corn on the cob, but it showed up. It showed up.
Hey, yo, DL. Hey, DL, I heard that shit about some months ago. I'm saying, yo, that shit is so caught a motherfucker off guard. Like, because
He was saving it.
You like, because you popular. So the fact that you got to ask that to someone popular, right? You know, if a motherfucker don't know that shit, you got to ask somebody that, because you might not know.
He's taking stabs at the end of the show, at the end of the closing of the show. Taking stabs.
I thought
we were done. I thought it was a wrap.
Hey, yo, the shit was kind of funny. That's
Excuses have no purpose.
Yo,
Thank you for watching episode 114 of The Danger Zone.
When I heard that shit, I was like, wait a minute, hold up, man. And the person got to be someone might have asked about DM. You know, you're like, or me. They'd be like, yo, someone that said something. Then you're like, who? Clear as shit. But, yo, hey, check on your people. Remember, check on your people, man. And if you want, and you never know what people are going through, number one. And as we push on a little bit more, have a coffee cake in the morning. Them shits is good. It's yo, DL. I know you like coffee cakes.
Nah, never had one. I never
like coffee.
I've never tried coffee. I don't like coffee.
No, not so
even coffee cake, coffee ice cream, nothing. Yeah,
it's called coffee cake,
So
but
when
I
I'm
don't think it
calling
actually has
coffee
coffee
cakes-
in it. It's a cinnamon
peep
roll.
this. When I'm
kind
calling them coffee cake, when I'm calling them coffee cakes, so is it there ain't no coffee in that though.
No, I
you
don't
know what
think
I'm talking
there is.
about.
I think it's like
Those ones with the cinnamon
and
the
sugar.
cinnamon shits on the top.
It's because you have
Right?
it with coffee.
coffee.
Oh yeah. But you have had those
What?
crumb cakes? You ever had those, DL?
Yeah. Well, I don't know about him, but I have had a crumb cake
know
or
what
a
it is,
coffee
though.
cake.
I know what they are. I don't think I ever had them though. I don't eat a lot of sweets, believe it or not. With this amazing figure, I don't eat many sweets.
No.
Danger zone.
No.
We're
Yo,
body,
I remember
body
you because
positive.
you like to eat the
danger
you
zone.
like to eat the food. You go into the food. Like, so some people like, yo, I'm gonna eat the food. Like, fuck.
Yeah.
You know, you ain't gonna have a cheeseburger and a piece of cake. You might have a cheeseburger and another cheese. I mean, you know what I mean? Yo.
Did we finish the show? Are we doing another show?
Cheeseburger with a side of
Is
cheeseburger.
this 114 and a half?
Hey, this is crazy, right? Yeah, was motherfucker really is like, yo, so will we have dessert today? And you like, yeah. And then she orders a piece of cake, and you're like, yeah, give me a chicken parm.
Yeah, give me
Basically.
What the?
Yeah, I don't. I eat cake. I eat. There's a few sweets. I eat a few sweets. I eat cake, some cakes, some cookie. I eat some cakes, a chocolate chip cookie,
Just one.
a peanut butter brownie.
You eat pie?
Nah, ice cream. I eat ice cream. So I eat like 4 or 5 sweets. I'm covered.
Yo, I said you eat pie. He's like, nah. But
I've had apple pie. I've had it before. Apple pie I definitely had before, but I wouldn't grab a slice of it or anything. Nah.
Yo, so we're in New York, man, real time before I get out of here. You know, in New York, if you go to a diner, they got like them big ass cakes.
Yeah.
There's like 4 layers and shit. You know, for some reason, them diner cakes, them shits look like you got to eat them. They're so fucking huge. Then they got these big ass pies. So we're all hanging at this spot, Guru and myself and this girl, Baby, used to be with. And I said, listen, it's something that I always wanted to do. Just straight pie somebody. You know what I'm saying? And this is like 3 o'clock in the morning, plucked up after hanging out in New York. We young rapping style. So we buy a whole entire pie. Right? And I just say, yo. And they're like, yo, don't do that sugar. I said, nah, man, we going, see what's up. Today that still went viral, but we was just in the thing. So I get up, look around. I got a nice lemon meringue joint with all that meringue on the top, right? It's a big ass foot too. And I caught somebody nice. Blah, right, with the pie. And guess what? So everybody in this motherfucker's drunk and all this. It's some late night shit. They laughing. You know what I'm saying? They like laughing and licking the pie, taking the cream off. But we gave dude $100. You know what I mean? It was like, yo, it kept it moving. But I'm sorry, man, wherever you are today, man, because I know I pied the shit out of him. And that was the last thing he was probably thinking about, you know what I'm saying? Was getting hit with that pie, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, man, episode extended version 114, is in the books. You know what I'm saying? AKA, who was asking about you. AKA, get pied. You know what I'm saying? All right, y'all. Y'all going to dinner?
Did we finish?
Yeah, well, I think we're good. I think we're out of here.
Wrapped it up?
We're wrapping it up.
We exited out?
I guess, hold on. I guess we'll see you guys next week.
Oh, here we go. The official.
We did all the things. We out of here.
Oh, shit.
On my dark days, I chopped crack on the regular. Ran up in spots and clapped on the regular. Took big fat ass stacks from the register. No matter how hard they tried, they still couldn't measure them. Hard out hand.